Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, on behalf of ACCUSTATS Video Productions, it's our great pleasure to welcome you back to the 2016 Make It Happen One Pocket Invitational. Thank you very much. This is live from the Aramis-Simonis Arena at Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey, the home of ACCUSTATS and the home of the Make It Happen series. This is the 8th edition of the Make It Happen series, which began in the summer of 2012, and it's the 3rd time we're playing one pocket. The format is the same as it's been for all the other Make It Happen events. We've got 6 great players here, 4 of whom you selected, 2 of which we've added, and they're going to play round robin over 4 days. Each player will play 5 matches. At the end of the 4-day period, the players with the top 2 overall one-loss records will then compete tomorrow evening at 9:30 in a championship match to decide who wears the crown of 2016 Make It Happen One Pocket Invitational Champion. Now, for the first 2 days of our event, we've been playing races to 3 games, the winner of each match receiving $1,000. Starting today, we've upped the ante a little bit. No, not with the money, but we've upped the ante in the race. Everything is now a race to 4. Things are getting a little tighter. We want to add a little more drama, put a little bit more pressure on the guys. Hopefully, they will rise to the occasion. So races to 4 starting today. The equipment we're using, as always, the very best in the business, a Diamond 9-footer with a 1-inch, one-piece slate, 4.5-inch pro-cut pockets, Aramis balls, and Simonis 860. Those companies have supported us for many, many years, along with professional pool throughout the world, and we want to once again express our gratitude to them for continuing to do so. So before I introduce the players one last time, I want to say on behalf of our 6 great champions that are here, Ed Ladawi and the entire staff at Sandcastle Billiards and the ACCUSTATS video production team, how much we appreciate the continued loyalty and support from each and every one of you out there watching around the world, and for all of you who have come to watch us live here ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks once again for making it happen. All right, this is the first of our 2 evening matches. This is match number 11. Our first player, originally from Sacramento, California, he now resides in Detroit. This gentleman is a 2016 Buffalo Billiards one-pocket champion. He just took that down recently against none other than Danny Smith, who you've seen play here today. And he is also a former U.S. Open one-pocket champion. He's sponsored by Game Tight Apparel, High Pockets in Memphis, Tennessee, Town Break and Jump Tips, and Davini Q's. Ladies and gentlemen, it's T-Rex, Tony Chohan. Thank you. His opponent's from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. No stranger to this arena, no stranger to the main arena throughout the world. A 4-time U.S. Open 9-ball champion, a 2-time Whirlpool Masters champion, on his way to the BCA Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, sponsored by Q-Tech, it's the one and only South Dakota Kid, Shane Van Boening. Your referee in charge of this match is Mr. Carswell Ransom. Official timekeeper is Miss Angel Maracas. The official photographer is Carl Kantrowitz. And I have the pleasure now to turn it over to the booth, to the voice of ACCUSTATS, Billy Incardona. Take it away, Bill.
We're at Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey. This is a 2016 Make It Happen One Pocket Invitational. This is day number 3, and this is the 3rd match in day number 3. These 2 players are 2 of the finest one-pocket players in the world. Let me give you a rundown on the records of both of these guys. Tony Chohan has a record of 1-2, and Shane Van Boening has a record of 3-0. Tony Chohan, if he wants to go on to win this tournament, he must win this match and then hope that he gets lucky with the tiebreakers to be able to play in the finals. Shane Van Boening with a record of 3-0. If he wins this match, he's guaranteed to play in the finals. Now, Chohan has played Shane Van Boening quite a few times, and I think he holds the edge over Van Boening. But this is tournament play. A little bit different animal here. Van Boening, of the two players out there right now, Van Boening seems to be playing a little bit better than Chohan. But Chohan's such an aggressive, offensive-minded player that he can turn that around quickly.
Well, Billy, you're sure right about that regarding Tony. He's very, very creative, very aggressive at times, but for a big man, he's got an extremely deft, gentle touch when he needs it.
Yeah, he's got all the shots, Kenny. By the way, this is Kenny Shuman working his way up there, our fine tournament director,
Thank you,
who does an outstanding job and one of the best in the business at that, I might add. Yeah, he's got all the shots that Tony Chohan, that is. Now he has to make sure that the 15 finds a position near that bottom rail when he shoots that shot. If not, then Chohan will probably come off the 15 in some fashion and create some action to his side of the table. I look for Chohan to hit underneath the 15, sending the 15 either toward the 9 or even possibly toward the 8. And if he can get the 15 toward the 8, he'll get really a lot of positive action.
Yeah, I think Billy, maybe because he was jacked up a little bit, he couldn't quite get enough of the cue ball to, throw that ball into the 8. But he didn't do badly. He's got two big threats in front of his hole. Now, Shane's going to have to spin around that 8 if he wants to kick behind those, isn't he?
Either that or goes to the side rail.
Side rail, short rail.
Side rail, yeah. Short rail, and then get under the 8. The 9, 12. But he could bend it around the 8. It's a little more risky of a shot. I think he has better control. I think from my vantage point.
Yeah, I think this is. I think he's just going to go off the 8 and just go to the rail. That may not get there. It did not. That's a foul. He owes one.
They're playing 3 consecutive fouls as the loss of game, so that gives the edge to Chohan in the safety battle here. He could possibly take a scratch and kick back into the stack again, forcing Van Boening to try something similar or else try to kick behind the 9-12. And if he happens to foul 2 consecutive times, then he'll be on 2 fouls. So Chohan has a decision to make what he wants to do. If he could position the cue ball near the left side pocket, that would be ideal.
Yep, he sure did.
Now Van Boening can't twirl around the 3 and 8 and get underneath the 9-13. He's looking at a ball in the stack, perhaps the 3 ball.
Yeah, he was looking at it before, too. I think Tony wanted to move it because I think it was a little more dead before than it is now, but he's going at it in the direction to throw it on the correct side of the pocket.
And when you consider the pace of his walk around the table, that's an indication to me he's going to play the 3.
Yeah, he's shooting, I think.
Usually when a player walks fast around the table, he has something in mind. Well, he should have walked a little slower then.
Well, he maybe should have shot a little slower. He one-stroked it. But look at this. He put the left tackle and the left guard right there in front of the cue ball, and Tony can't get at any of those 4 stripes in front of the pocket.
If Tony has an offensive shot, it's going to be the 10 into the 11 into the 12. It's a pretty risky shot.
Yeah, but I think it's going to pay off big if he can accomplish this.
Now he should walk around and take a look at the 8 ball from the position of where the 1 is laying. If he can position the cue ball and play that combination and position the cue ball around where the 1 is, he's doubling up the 8 with the 15. So if he happens to miss it, he may not suffer a consequence. That's what he's done. So he's positioned the cue ball near the 1, and now the 8 ball is doubled up by the 15.
Yeah, but Shane can shoot the 14.
Well, I think he'll be shooting that 12 in the pocket.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, of
course. Just sticking right there? I think he's shooting the 14 all day here, Bill.
Yeah, well, he may shoot the 14, but myself, I'm shooting the 12. Yeah. Of course, I don't shoot nearly as straight as Shane Van Boening.
Well, you might be right. I mean, I think if he shoots the 14, he's going to be able to get 2 or 3, and then he can play your shot But at the same time, we got to keep in mind too, and I'm not sure it's part and parcel of what he's thinking about, but we are in a race to 4. There's a little bit more time here to, recover from something. But I just think this is an SVB shot right here.
Yeah. Well, the distance of the race actually is not really irrelevant with
Probably
what shot
not.
he should
Yeah,
shoot.
probably not.
What's relevant is the percentages that he's playing. See, he pocketed that ball, but does he have a shot? Does he have a shot? After pocketing the ball that I wouldn't have shot at, he should come up with a shot, because that's a pretty big gamble, just shooting the shot. Shooting that shot, you should know that you're going to end up with another shot. That's not what happened. Now he's in worse shape. Yeah. Now he wishes he would have pocketed the 12, positioned the cue ball behind the 10, 11.
Could he just roll it up on the 6, Billy? Up there in the upper right, where he's got him like quadrupled up?
Yeah, that would be definitely a viable option from this position, because then the 5 doubles up to 4. Mm-hmm. He can't hit any of the balls down this end of the table to pocket the 12. So therefore, that probably would be the shot that he's going to choose.
Yep, that was the ball. All right, that's coming up. Shane owed one, remember, so that's going to spot. So it's still 0-0.
Now, one may ask, what should Tony do now? Well, that 15 still doubles up the 8, so he doesn't have to be concerned with the 8, providing he stays in back of the 15. Do you shoot the 5 into the 3 and try to follow the cue ball into the 1? I don't know.
I think
that's
it's
a little
risky.
risky.
I'd come off the 8.
Well, coming off the 8, what are you going to do with the cue ball? Yeah.
I'd cross the 8 upstream and send the cue ball at the 9.
I kind of like either. I'm not going to allow Van Boening to see the 11 to possibly clear the pocket.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh, how creative was that?
Too creative.
Wow.
Too creative. When you have such a dominant position, there's no reason to gamble. That shot had some gamble to it, regardless of what would have happened with that shot. That shot had quite a bit of gamble to it. All right. There's not a valid reason to gamble when you have a strong position. All you need to do is play a shot that would protect that position.
Yeah, but Tony's a very, very aggressive player. I think he felt if he could somehow knock that one in, he could probably get 7 or 8. Now, do you just make the 9 and wedge him in there?
Well, that's
all you can do, right?
That's all you can do now. There's no other shot. You would like to really wedge him in there between the 12 and the 11.
Yeah.
Now, if he does that, then what I believe Tony should do, he should take an intentional foul and kick 2 cushions up to the right quadrant of the table, behind the 5.
Back up where he was with the 6 ball.
Back up where the 6 ball was.
Yeah.
So he's going to probably try to position the cue ball behind the 12 here. And he's looking to move some balls here. Now, this is not a bad shot, but what's going to happen with the 11? And it's hard to control all those balls, and shoot that shot and expect to get away with it.
Well, the 11 is going to go to his side. The 9 may catch the point. It may move a little bit. You would expect the 12 to be pocketed.
Now, if he's concerned with pocketing the 9 and trying to spin behind the 11, he can always kick across table and try to fall behind the 11 in that fashion.
I think if he didn't have to use the bridge, he would do it that way.
He wants to hit the 9 steadily first, like that, and get behind.
Yep.
See, now what he needs to do, Tony, that is he needs to try to kick 2 cushions in hopes that he isn't scratching the upper right-hand corner.
And there's room to do that, too.
Unless he's got a bank on the 11. Oh, Well, he's got a bank on the 11, obviously.
I want you guys to pay attention to something too. I mean, I've known Tony since he's 14 years old, and he grew up and played in the pool room where I'm from in Sacramento. Tony is one of the players who rarely chalks his cue. He may shoot 10 shots in a row before he'll chalk up. All right, now he's going to chalk up. I've seen him run 2 racks of 9-ball without chalking his cue. I don't know why he does that. Never seems to miss cue, but he will not chalk up after every shot.
Then I advised Tony to start playing with Kamui chalk.
Yeah. Boy, he turned like 6 into 3 there.
Excuse me.
But he's got a 5-1 lead. And it's probably going to be 6-1 here in a second.
Try to corner
he
him.
did too. He did.
Well, he can see the 6, but...
Yeah. The 2 will go in Shane's pocket. I don't know if the 1 will. So there's 1 or 2 threats out there. You just cross the 4 to your side and come down here?
He may cross the 15 to his side.
Yeah, that's okay too.
But the 15 may be laying on a scratch angle, so
Yeah,
he should be concerned with that. Let's take a look at the cue ball after he contacts the 15.
Well, if he gets it halfway across, that's good enough.
Score is 6-2. He could
He can two-rail to 6.
He could, but that's a little risky because he figures to give up a return shot much more often than he does figuring to make it.
He's aggressive.
That's too hard. So he's giving up a return shot because he hit it with that type of stroke. If he's going to shoot that, then I think he should try to play pocket speed.
Yeah.
Because he would have gone into the 7-ball, whether he used a high ball or a low ball there. And with a high ball with right-hand English, it would have killed itself off that top rail. But the 6-ball would have ended up near the pocket.
Yeah.
And giving up a return shot would have been less likely.
Well, if Shane shoots the 6, he wants to put the cue ball kind of behind the 5. So if he makes the 6, he could cut the 15. If he misses it, he's got Tony doubled up on the 5-4.
You mentioned before that the 2 is pocketable,
Yeah.
So therefore, that may come into play. When you mentioned it, I said to myself, yeah, but how is he going to get on the 2? This is how he's going to get on the 2, possibly.
I think it's too risky to go for the 2 right here with your opponent having 6, though.
Well, what I'm saying, in some fashion,
Yeah.
In other words, if he pockets the 6, he may shoot the 15 and then get on the 2.
Well, now we can get on the 2
without
a lot of problems.
He didn't pocket the 6.
The 6 didn't go, Bill?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looked good. I just assumed it was in. I was watching the cue ball.
Tony has 6 balls. He should cinch this ball to get on the hill. He should have cinched that ball to get on the hill. He said, well, you know what, I can possibly get out. And he could have got out if he would have pocketed the 4, but he didn't pocket the 4. Now he's opened the door for Van Boening. As you notice, there are actually 6 balls that are kind of like in play. Now the 4 is definitely in play, cross corner. The 5 and the 6 ball are definitely in play. He's going to maybe shoot the 2 into the 6. Now he'll drop nicely for the 4 if he happens to make this combination.
No,
Looks
I
like
don't
he
think he
overcut
overcut it. Yep.
Yeah, he overcut that.
He might have been playing a little extra cue ball there, Billy.
Well, he shouldn't have had that mindset because, the natural angle he had off the 2 would allow him to fall down table for the bank on the 4.
Well, Tony's definitely let him back in the game here a little bit.
Man, well, he could have gotten a lot more. Chohan could have gotten a lot more trouble than what he ended up getting in because Van Boening had an excellent opportunity to really get back in the game. Nice speed there.
Yeah.
You got to be careful he doesn't sell out the 2 here. If he's going into the 2, that's a better shot.
Can he bank the 15 and get between the 7 and the 5 with the cue ball?
He's not going to do that. He's going to give a combination 5-4.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not
that's
automatic. But, well, all right.
What's going to happen to the 15? May end up in a position that's easy to defend against.
Mm-hmm.
So, Okay, he has a 2-railer on the 15, but that's certainly not without risk. So he's going to probably go toward the 5 with the cue ball here, possibly into the 2 maybe. Now he struck that really nicely. Van Boening started to walk like it was his shot.
It looked a little wide when it came off the second rail. You definitely don't want to slice this ball right now.
You know what he would like to do? He would like to position the cue ball behind the 7
yep.
and just get that 4 ball down table.
Mm-hmm.
But the main part of this shot is the cue ball.
Yeah, but he's on the rail. I don't know that he could get behind the 7 there, Billy. Well,
If he comes off the 2, he has to be careful not to leave a 3-railer on that 5. He wants to make sure that he gets behind the 1 here, not allowing Chohan to shoot it.
yeah. It looks like he's done it.
Now Chohan should shoot down table toward the 7. Now he's going off the 1. I don't understand why he wouldn't shoot down toward the 7 there. Using the 1 as a blocker. And that's pretty risky to bank the 4 in hopes the cue ball goes into the 1. Moves the 1. I mean, if he plays that good,
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that plays that good. He's got to bank the 1 to his right out of play. That was a poor attempt there. Now
Well, if that bounces an inch, Tony's banking it for sure.
Oh, he's banking it. I don't understand why he placed the 1 where he did.
He's banking the 4.
Strange. Excellent hit, though.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think he's going to try to bank the 4. Spin it, bank it. He's going to leave the 1 here. But he left the 6 in a pretty good spot. Excuse me, the 4.
Yeah.
The 4 in a pretty good spot.
2 rails here?
I just cross it and come back down table, but I don't know what he's going to do. He's such an offensive player.
That's what I'm saying, 2 rails, because I kind of know how aggressive he is.
Shots like that, sometimes hit the point of the corner and end up on your opponent's side of the table. Now, Shane,
He's
and it's such a tough hit, you know. I think
he's going to bank this and draw the cue ball, right?
well, he's going to bank it, you know.
And draw the cue ball to about where his tip was.
I would just bank it and try to hit it a little bit short, possibly. Where if I could make it, I bank the 1 next.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that. So you hit it a little short, but if he happens to make it, then he can bank the 1 next. Now, Chohan can possibly kick this. You know, this shot has a lot of potential by kicking it, because now you're going to get a lot of positive action if it goes toward that 4 ball.
You called it. Pretty standard shot, but you still have to execute it.
Right. He's got to be careful here because he's going to give up some sort of a shot. He's going to defend against the 1, the 4, and the 5. Maybe he's better out trying to 3-rail the 4, send the cue ball toward the 2. 2 cushions toward the 2. So he's going to give up some sort of a shot here. He's going to give him a cross bank on the 4. He'll hit this well. You would like to. I think he should consider pocketing the 1 here. He needs all the balls. The 1 ball, the way it's positioned, certainly doesn't favor him. Coming off the 4 certainly doesn't favor him either because he got to defend against the 1. So why would you even think of all that crazy stuff happening? Pocket the 1. At least you know you're being somewhat productive if you do that. Let Chohan figure something out from there. He's afraid that if he pockets the 1, the cue ball is going to leave that rail too far. No, he's got to defend against too many balls here, and I don't like the way he tried it. But I don't know how well he did. But I certainly don't like what he did. You know, he's walking away from the table laughing like, "What the heck happened there?" Yeah, he considers himself quite fortunate to have gotten the results that he got shooting the shot in the fashion that he shot it in. He may double bank the 4 here, but he's got to hit this shot with the right speed. He doesn't want to leave a return bank. Well, he's left Tony a bank on it. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tony try to bank it cross corner. Even though it appears that it's too far up and too far high on the rail, he may shoot this shot.
I don't think so.
No, it's pretty high in the rail.
Yeah.
Then he'll just cross it and play end rail speed.
I'm sorry. I can't see it.
I kind of like pocketing the one here. He needs all the balls. I like pocketing the one and trying to put him on that two. Give him that combination. Tony's got to be careful because he's going to have to defend against the 4 and the 5 here.
Right.
He doesn't want to give him a free shot.
Which it bumped the 5 out.
Well, he gave him a shot on the 1, and now he could...
and then he can come down and bank the 4.
Yeah, exactly. And it's laying on an angle where the speed is no problem for Van Boening. So therefore, if he pockets the 1, he's a big favorite to come up with a nice bank on the 4. And I look for him to pocket the 1 because this is where he gets paid off with his ball striking ability here. Well, that was surprising.
Yeah.
And he did.
He missed it kind of bad.
Yeah,
didn't
and he missed it by a distance.
Yeah.
And, he didn't hit the point or the pocket. He missed it by a good 3 inches.
Twice across, or is he slicing
No, he's
it?
slicing this.
Yeah, okay. Oh, boy. He hit it bad.
Very badly. He's lifting a bank on the 5 with the angle to play shape for a bank on the 4. This is the type of a bank I think where you have to soft draw it, and I think it's going to come off that reel just perfectly. And you're not going to leave a shot on the 4. It's going to be close to a kiss, but he can avoid it.
I wonder if he would stick it right there, and then he could cross the 4 for his bank.
He can't do anything with the 4. He's got to cross.
Next.
No, he can't gamble and leave the shot.
Oh, I see. I forgot Tony's on the hill. Sure.
Yeah,
you're right. Sure.
He hit it with the speed that he hit it with because he really felt confident that he would pocket it with that speed.
He's clawing his way back in, one ball at a time. Tony's, had his foot on his throat, and he didn't really put any pressure on him in the last 6-7 innings.
Yeah, fortunately,
because
Tony...
he's been shooting at everything.
Right. Fortunately, Tony can shoot inside the 1 here. No, the 4 landed in a perfect spot.
Yeah, for Tony.
For Tony,
right. Shane can't bank it now.
Well, he might be able to.
Yeah.
He may hit short of the side with the cue ball.
He's got to miss the side, sure. Yeah.
That was a nice hit there.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
I can't believe he didn't know the cue ball was headed there.
Well, there was such a small area for the cue ball to end up to give up a shot. He can't really fault him for shooting that shot.
He could have just hit it with a little more lag speed.
Race to 4, and Chohan wins the first game and takes an early 1-0 lead in a race to 4, like I said. Well, you really can't fault anyone for shooting the shot that he shot, even with the speed that he hit it with. The likelihood of that happening is very, very small. And so sometimes things like that happen, but you can't let that deter you from shooting what you think is the right shot.
Right. Yeah, while I got a minute here in Shane's racking, we want to recognize some of our first-time supporters for Make It Happen, starting with Frank Amorosi from Virginia, and Frank is here with us, and we're glad he is, along with Glenn Berard from Louisiana and Joe Schladek from Iowa, and Joe, you're here too, and we're very grateful for all you've done to make it happen. Just want to remind you, everybody, of a couple of things, just so you don't get caught off guard. First of all, we have a rule in effect for this event that if a ball is made on the break, it will be a re-break. And that's happened several times today. But if you see it happen, don't think we're crazy when you see them re-racked. The other thing I just want to point out is that the score banner at the top of your screen will reflect the pocket that each player has. So you can see Tony's name to the left and Shane's to the right. That means Tony has the lower left pocket as you're looking, and vice versa for Shane. And as they change sides on the break, the names will flip-flop as well.
Thank you, Kenny. The shot that Tony executed to answer the break was really a well-executed shot. He was quite unfortunate to have gotten the results that he got. He certainly didn't get the results that he was entitled to, considering how well he kicked that ball away from the pocket. Cue ball should have then frozen the stack, but something funny happened and allowed Shane at the table with a very makeable bank on the pink.
Excuse me. Well, this is looking very promising because he's got the perfect angle to stop, have the angle on the 1. Now, would you think about going into him off the 1 or just go up there and grab the 7, 9, 5?
There are 6 open
yeah,
balls.
I'd take my 6.
I'm thinking that, it's the bird in the hand rule,
Absolutely.
okay? But you got 6 birds out there, so there ain't no sense of leaving 3 of them stranded.
Yeah.
Now, he's got awkward on the 1. He's fallen a little high on the 1.
Yeah, he's going to have to pound it with center right and come 2 rails around, I think, Bill.
Well,
Can he go forward and miss the 5? I don't know.
This is a little awkward, and for him not to come up with his shot wouldn't be all that surprising. He's really played himself out of line here. If you go forward, I don't think you put any English on it. You hit it with just a top center.
High center, yeah.
And I hope to hit that rail and go around the 5. But then again,
I think you got better control with low right, though, here. Because once you get past the 7, you're going to have a shot.
Yeah, it's getting up there that's the problem.
I understand, but this man has a powerful stroke. Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's falling a little awkward on the 5 here. He may be better off cutting at the 7 here.
He's looking to see if he'd be able to sneak in there and shoot the 15 after he plays the 5. Because he's got the angle on the 9 where he can't get a good angle on the 5 to go into the balls. But there's a nice gap between the 3 and the 8. He needs pinpoint position. He may even head there now, Bill.
Yeah, I wouldn't fault him for rolling on the 13 now, or the 12, whatever it is.
And that's what he tried to do, was get to that gap.
And when he hits a ball, Van Boening, that is, when Van Boening hits a ball that poorly, that just tells me that he really wasn't focused and concentrating on pocketing the ball. He had other things in his mind. That's a mistake he should never make because he's such a great ball striker. He's never supposed to miss a ball that badly. That's a shot playing 10 balls he would never miss.
I think a case of a little too much split focus.
We're going to see him play this combination here. And he's going to get rewarded for it. Okay, that gives him 1 ball. Oh, he's playing for 7 more, and there's 7 down this end of the table. Interesting now.
Yeah,
what's coming up here?
I don't think he can bank the 10 after this and stay there for the 6. I think the 6 has the bank blocked.
If he could get on the 6 in some way, he would do that.
Yeah.
If not, he may go toward the 5.
I think he can get to the 6.
That's nice. That's nice. That's
Right.
the ball he wanted to get on.
Right.
And boy, did he get on it. Now he can bank the 10 next and open up the 5-15.
Right.
Possibly. Okay, now he can bank this and draw into the 5. If he draws into the 5, he's got to hit it with a pretty good stroke, though. He can't let up on the stroke here.
No, and he's got to hit the rail side of the 5, the inside. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
He didn't even cut it. He hit the 15. He was supposed to go into the 5. He hit the 10 so thickly, he went into the wrong ball. And that's the type of a bank that I would guess he would pocket probably 90% of the time, or a good high 85% of the time. He's ended a little awkward here.
Yeah. I was just going to say twice across here is a little tricky.
Sure is. He's got to play perfect speed here. See, he's really playing poorly for his speed. You know, and what I mean by that is his strength obviously is pocketing balls, and that's where he's failing to do that. You know, he's missed now about 3 balls in this match that he should have pocketed. Now Chohan is playing for 2 here. He may be better off playing shape for the 9 here. That's the more natural ball to play shape for.
He didn't get there. He did. Didn't look like it had the legs, but it did.
The surface is so fast. You know, you would think sometimes that the ball's not going to get there, but it just keeps rolling and rolling, and eventually it gets there. Just like this 9 ball. It just keeps rolling, and eventually it gets to the destination.
Yeah.
Tough ball to get out.
I was going to say, Billy, this isn't easy to take out.
Tough ball to get out. Yeah, he's walking away from the table with his head up in the air, probably cursing to himself, saying, I'm letting myself down, you know, I'm missing these balls. Ain't got to check his ID. I'm Shane Van Boening. I'm not supposed to be doing this.
And he did it more than once in that game.
Yes. So that's rack number 2. That goes to Chohan. He takes an early 2-0 lead, and which is an extended race to 4 as opposed to racing to 3. So therefore, little extra time for Van Boening to get his act together.
I'd like to express our gratitude to Rick Covert from Michigan, Frank Crespo from Maryland, Justin DeJohn all the way from Yokosuka, Japan, for supporting the Make It Happen series. Thanks, guys, for being first-time supporters, and we hope you're with us for many, many more. Now, if the 9 goes in, he's going to break over. And he did not want that to go in. If that hung, Shane was going to be in real trouble.
Right. The spread of balls off the break was just ideal. And for the 9 to be kissed into the pocket was something, obviously, that Chohan didn't want to see happen because of the new rules we have now. Any ball pocketed on the break is an automatic re-rack regardless of what else happens.
Oh, boy. Well, no, you don't get to re-break on that one.
But if he would have
If
pocketed
he made
the
a ball, he would
have had to re-break.
Yeah, but just making Whitey, it doesn't qualify.
So can you imagine?
You go from making
a ball
and having to break over
and then scratching.
Yeah.
I mean, what a swing that is, right?
Yeah. Well, one thing you can observe here, and it happens pretty frequently, if you do scratch on the break, you usually don't sell out more than one, sometimes none. In this case, I think Tony's a little fortunate that Shane doesn't have a whole lot to shoot at other than the 1 ball, and there's no real future in shooting that because everything's going in the wrong direction.
And usually when you scratch on the break, your opponent will have some sort of a shot possibly to turn the break around. Shane doesn't even have that. He doesn't have a pocketable ball, and he doesn't have a shot to turn the break around. So he's going to have to do something simple here. He might be banking the 3 to the back of the 8, drawing to the side rail and trying to go cross table far enough to not leave Tony the right back bank on the 9. See, he doesn't want to leave Tony a straight back on the 9. Now he's going to do something with the 9. This is very risky here. Now this is risky. He pocketed a ball for Tony, but I could see now, and what he had in mind in his thoughts.
Tell Cosmo that he owes one. He owes that ball. He scratched on the brake. Excuse me, I didn't mean to interject there. Thank you, guys.
He pocketed a ball for Chohan, but his thought process was a good one. He wanted to move all of those balls away, and he was going to move them all away. And he did move them all away, even though he pocketed one of them.
Yeah, well, as you said, Bill, he was able to turn the brake around because of the scratch. But he did come with a pretty nifty shot there that did that.
And he hit it extremely well. And, he didn't have to pocket the 3. Just take a look at it. If he would have overcut the 3, then the 3 would have went 2 cushions toward the stack area. Now he would have really been in business.
Yeah. Or rattled it and hung it.
Now that 7 and the 6 are lined up pretty much like headed toward Tony's pocket. Yeah, tough spot, and that's that 11, 15, and 14 are lined up where he can do something with it. Or the 5, 13, or 5, 12. He's looking to move some balls, but if he moves balls like in the direction he's shooting, he's giving up a shot on the 2. He really didn't want to move the 7 because it was positioned so nicely for his pocket with the 7-6.
Well, now what he's done actually is he's turned the 6-7 around where Shane can kick at it and send it to his hole. Well, he didn't do that because this is better.
He's got to be careful here. He's going to be shooting over the ball, and the 2 is further up table than the cue ball is. So therefore, judging how this ball is going to come off that angle is very difficult. He's opting to kick 2 cushions toward the 7 here. He's got to be careful with this kick, too, because he could end up scratching 1 cushion. I've seen players do that often. He wants to kick 2 cushions and then into the 7.
Got to be firm enough to get a rail here, though. Yeah.
Safety allowed.
Yeah.
Excellent shot. You have to be creative enough to come up with these shots, and you also have to be efficient enough to execute them.
Yeah, I thought he'd go at the 13, but he's got to elevate here.
Wow, that's a nice stroke there. He hit that ball very nicely. Yeah. Well, Tony's got a very similar shot than the one he had the last time when he 2-railed kicked into the 7. He's got the same shot again, or basically the same shot.
Well, either way, he's got to move this because that 6-13 was wired into Shane's pocket.
I kind of liked his other shot better than that one. Now he's left Van Boening the ability to move to 2, and he could possibly 2-cushion the 2 toward his pocket. But that's not really an easy hit because it's laying a little closer to the rail, and it doesn't play real natural. Then he's got to control the cue ball, and that's not going to be easy. So if I were he, I would control the cue ball, would cut to 2, and go back into the stack with the cue ball. Put Tony in a similar position than he was in the last couple times against the balls. And shooting over the 7 ball, that shot doesn't play that simple. I don't really like this shot too much.
2 rails into the stack?
He's going to try to hide the 1. He doesn't have to. So he's opened up balls on this side, but he's allowed Tony to go shoot through the 7 now and protect his 2 and 4. Or he's going to shoot to maybe bank this ball. But see, Van Boning's shot really didn't do much. Because now we're looking at a possible up-table game here. That was an excellent shot. Now he's got to shoot over the 3 and dig down and try to position the cue ball behind the 7. This shot is very difficult in terms of direction and speed. Nice. Now the 13 and 4 are tied up on this side of the table. So moving that 2 would be really a good thing to do. He's looking to cut at the 7, draw the ball and hit the right side of the 3. Well, he's looking to cut at this. This is a pretty steep angle here.
Yeah. He's going in at a 10.
Wow. That was a pretty steep angle he was confronted with there, and he overcut it.
Boy, those opened up like a flower, though.
Yeah, they sure did.
Everything goes. Oh, look at, there's 7 of them sitting right there.
Yeah.
Once he gets the 3 out of there, he'll take the 5 now, and then probably the 3 stripes. Or maybe he'll take a couple of the stripes and then play the 3 and come 3 rails around.
Yeah, I would leave the 9 there for a ball to play shape off of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he could play the 3 now. That would be the best shot. Play the 3 now, then come 3 rails around, hit for the 9 or the 15. Or if the 1 passes, he can go all the way. But
well, the one does pass once the 3's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think that I would go toward the 3 rails toward the 2, then would have the 9 or the 15.
Yeah. Yeah, this game's over. Just slide up the cushion here for the 1 or the 14.
Yeah, but he's ended up a little
too
awkward.
flat?
He's awkward. He's got to cut the 9 to the right slightly. Just slightly, not enough to get that good bounce off that bottom rail.
To draw for the 2.
So he might have to draw 2 cushions out of the corner, and that shot doesn't play easy. He went 1 cushion across. He's playing for 2 now?
3, 6, 9. Yeah, he's got 6. I thought he would do what he did, but just soft draw it into that long rail and shoot the 2 next. Now he's going to be hard pressed to get both of them here without coming with a hell of a shot.
Well, you
pay for the bank on the deuce next, I guess.
No, you just got to roll this in.
Played a rail first, and that's why he missed it.
You were just supposed to roll it in.
Yeah.
Because you should be happy just getting on the hill, needing only 1 ball to your opponent's 8. Especially the way the balls were positioned. You don't want to... See, Tony's going to come across table now for the 11 and 6 here. So he could end up getting some balls here. Yeah, he hit the 12 ball. I know he made a real error in doing that. Now he's got to draw into the 12 here.
Got to be a little careful here.
Well, he's got to be a little lucky here, too.
That's true.
Yeah, he did get a shot.
Yep.
Nice stroke. Now, this is another difficult shot here. I mean, you would like to draw it back, maybe even get on the 6. If you hit the shot pure, you can do that. Oh, he hit it so poorly. And he jumped.
Yeah, he came right up.
He came right up on the shot. Not often you see Chohan come up on a shot. Not often. Van Boening playing for 2. He's going to cut the 1, obviously, into the 14. And all of a sudden, this match has got more of a heartbeat at 2-1 in favor of Chohan.
Well, Merrill Denny out there in Alabama, along with Dmitry Garodchanin from Virginia, and Richard Guitar from Indiana, who is here with us watching live. Thank you guys for being first-time Make It Happen supporters, and we hope to have you with us for many, many Make It Happens to come, along with George Hegland from Minnesota and Jerry Jarrell from Maine. Thanks, guys. Not much happened on that break shot. Nothing came out on Tony's side. Shane is looking desperately for something dead in there, but I don't think there is anything. He could just kick against the side of the stack and take a foul. Or he could just graze it and put him on the stack. Either way. A little weak, but it lets Tony kick at the 15.
No, I think he can kick one rail at it.
Yeah.
I kind of like kicking into the stack with Van Boning's shot.
Yeah, I did too.
You know, and I thought he was in a pretty good position to do that.
Would have protected all the balls.
I kick into the stack and go into the 5 here, you know, and I kick it with a little bit of speed, not, you know, like a medium soft speed. Just enough to get the 14 to a rail. Because the 5's going to go into the 1, and the 1's going to push the 14 to the rail. You know, and that's the speed. It's good speed. There's another reason why I kick into the stack, because, you know, you're going to get in, and there was no reason why he didn't do that last time, because the stack wasn't any different this time than it was the last time. And it was surprising to me the way he didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, he can throw this 12 ball right into the cup from where he is, especially, well, he's a little jacked up, but he can at least get to the right side of the cue ball with the Q-tip, and that's where he wants to go.
Well, he's going to have to come with a decent shot with that 4. He does have, I think, a pretty full pocket, even though it appears that he doesn't with those 2 balls that are...
He's shooting the 400%.
Oh, yeah, he's going to shoot the 4, but I'm saying that the pocket seems a lot smaller with those 2 balls there, but that's just an illusion, you know. He's got a full pocket with the 4, and so he has to play it like he has a full pocket.
And he doesn't have to do much with the white ball either to come 2 rails around. That needs to go so we can get to the 15, and it did.
He doesn't like where the cue ball ended up. He would like to play shape at least for the 6 next. Now he has to do something a little difficult here. Nicely executed shot. That was a lot tougher than it appeared. That shot, he had to hit the cue ball precisely where he needed to hit it in order to clear the 6. And he had to hit it on top, so therefore the possibility of running into that 6 by hitting the cue ball on top was increased considerably, and he was able to avoid that. Nice stroke will send him to the 9, but he doesn't like to take that chance. He could scratch here. So he's playing at the safe route, which I don't blame him. This route takes him a little further away from the 9, but doesn't take him into the pocket. Obviously, that's a better choice. Now he can go cross table to land on that 5-1, not that it's makeable. But the 5 and 1 will send the 1 near the pocket, and he can freeze the cue ball on the 5. That'll earn him possibly another ball, or at least a good opportunity to get another ball later on.
Well, if he could slide over there, that 1 may ticky in off the 14.
It's possible. No, it's going to fall. Now he's got in position to just lay on the 5 here, position that 1. And as a threat. Like Kenny said, if it tickies off the 14, it may find its way into the pocket. I don't know if it's heading in that direction. From my vantage point, I can't tell.
Yeah, at least Billy, it's the right shot with the cue ball, and the 1 could just lay in front of the hole.
Now keep in mind, he has 7 balls. There's no reason to do anything risky here. He doesn't want to shoot a shot that's going to offer Tony any kind of a shot. Because Tony will certainly shoot it. All balls are in play. Yeah. So he doesn't want to do anything that carries any risk.
If he plays the 5-1 ticky thing there, he's got to get a rail. So he can't just slow roll it. So I think he was looking at grazing the 3, just barely thinning the 3. And going near the side pocket.
Well, no, if he can stick the cue ball there, that's what he should do.
Well, yeah.
Not go toward the side. No, he scratched there.
Yeah, that's what I thought might happen.
He's taking himself off the hill. That's something we should never do.
Right.
Especially if we have options. I mean, that was, that was inexplicable to do something like that. And Tony says it's okay with me, Tony can take a scratch, too. Tony can take a scratch.
Why not? Absolutely.
Okay, well, Tony does this
stick
well.
Right there.
Tony does that very well. Let's come up higher than he wanted it to. See, now Shane has some work ahead of him here. Not that he's in position to lose or anything, but he wants to get balls out of play, and by opening up the balls the way he did and taking a scratch, he's created more problems for himself. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see Tony go for this bank here, draw the cue ball down for the 14 or possibly the 4 here. I think it's a good time to gamble here.
Absolutely.
Wow, had he made that, he would have had a shot on the 2. And he could have really turned this game around. And that's why I said, I didn't particularly care for the way Van Boening thought out this position. He was in a dominant position. He had a 7-0 lead, and he had options, and he chose to shoot a shot that ended up fouling, which was really inexplicable. I just don't understand why he did that. Now he's forced to bank the 3 here. Is that what he's looking at? He's looking to bank the 3?
I don't think the 3 goes by the 14.
I don't know. It may go by the 14. But I think that's what he's looking at.
Yeah, but there's a lot of risk to it. Where's he going with the white ball?
I think I would be kicking at the 5 to the inside of the 5. I think that if he kicks to the inside of the 5, he can stay away from the scratch.
Yeah, but he's going to sell out the 14 bank.
Well, not if he kicks with nice speed. The 5 will
block it. 5 will block the bank,
yeah.
And then he could bank the 14 into the 5, depending on where it lines up.
Well, if he can't see the 14, he can't do either.
No. After Tony could, if Shane kicks at the 5,
Yeah.
and then leaves Tony the 14 bank back into the 5.
If
the
he
5's in
leaves
front
Tony
of,
the 14
yeah.
bank, I'm saying that
Oh,
he
the
kicks
5 may
he
block it.
blocks the 14 because he kicks it with a soft speed. You know. It's not over yet. This is a type of a shot that's very missable. Very missable. Well, it's 4 games in the books now, and his score is 2 games apiece. Tony made a nice shot, or at least a nice effort, banking the 5. He positioned the cue ball really nicely behind the 2. When he did that, I thought he was in a real good position, and he had a chance, to surmount this lead. But Shane came with 2 good shots in succession and ended up winning the game. He won the game a little harder than he should have, but nevertheless, he won the game. That's a nice break. He's got a nice spread now.
Yeah, and the thing that makes that a good break is he's got a ball on the short rail and a ball on the long rail. Really, it's hard to hide if you're Shane here.
Now, if Shane doesn't like what he's offered here, he has the 5 off the 15. That's that's a shot that is not that much difficult of a shot. If it's laying good, he can hit a number of different places on the 15 with the 5 and pocket the 5.
Yeah, but is it time to do something like that?
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not, I mean?
That's the decision.
But maybe it's laying so good. Sometimes it's just laying so good because you're going through the balls with the cue ball. You're going to get a lot of good action. You're going through the balls with the cue ball. You're going to end up on Chohan's side of the table with the cue ball. So the likelihood of coming up with another shot is really high. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but still, I'm saying that, the other shot wasn't, I wouldn't have had a problem if he would have shot that shot if I would have wanted him to win. I wouldn't have had a problem with him shooting it. If he was a little straighter on the 2, he could bank it and send the cue ball way up to the upper right-hand corner. Maybe, but that's not an advisable shot to shoot, don't get me wrong. He likes to come off the 9 and place him underneath that 4. Off the 11 and put him under the 4. Just get him under the 4. That's where he wanted to put him.
I don't know if he can elevate and get off that 7 and get over there behind the 1, Bill.
I'll tell you what he could do. He could bank the 3 and send that cue ball to the top rail, leaving him straight in on the 2. I know Van Boening won't like it up there. So if he goes straight up table off the 3, the only ball that goes in Van Boening's pocket is the 2, and that's a ball he's not going to shoot. See, he's not even looking at the shot. You can see on the monitor what he can do. He can pretty much control the cue ball and put him anywhere near that diamond up there, close to his rail, and then he's done his job.
Well, that's by another inning. Nothing really too bad with that. Now Shane maybe could take the bank at the 2, Billy, and go upstream.
But I think the 3 goes. He's going to look at it. I think the 3 goes. If the 3 was just a little bit over, but he really can't do it anyways because the 5 is laying ideally to go cut it, and drop over here behind the 1. So he really can't take that shot. You know, getting the second ball to your side is big too for Van Boening. Now, if Tony can shoot the 2 off the 8 and then go up table, that would be the shot. Now, he would eliminate both of those balls from this side of the table and create distance and go up table. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't, he let them a bank on the 7 here. I'm surprised that he didn't move both of those balls and play a power shot and go up table with the cue ball. I thought that was a big shot. See, now the 1 ball, he's playing the 7 into the 1. The 1 ball is about 1/4 of an inch off the rail, Kenny, and that's a very makeable ball.
Yeah, that's the big ball position for sure. Just follow the cue ball to the cushion. Oh, he undercut it just a little bit.
Yeah, he hit it pretty poorly. Now, the balls are tied up on Chohan's side of the table, but he would still like to put him behind the 1 here.
Well, he can certainly do that off the 15.
Yeah, he still would like to put him off the 1 behind the 1.
This is a real pivotal game here in this match, boy.
Sure.
Especially the way it's kind of unfolded with Tony jumping out to that 2-0 lead and then letting Shane kind of back in the match with a few mistakes.
Well, he wanted to open those balls up, and he sure did, didn't he?
Got a lot out of it.
Yes, he did, and he gave up the shot that he had to get behind the 1 to do what he did. And when you take a look at the results of the shot, I don't blame him because now he's opened up his side of the table. Even though the balls are spread evenly for both players on the table, Tony has the edge here because Van Boening has to come with a good shot. I think the edge is going to go back and forth here, providing both of these guys come up with good shots. Now he can put him behind the 1 off the 13 or the 12, unless 12. He can do something with the 7, I don't know, But he can come off the 12 and put him behind the 1. Unless he banks the 7 in the pocket. He wants to draw the cue ball into the 12 here.
Uh-oh.
He wanted to draw the cue ball into the 12 to assure himself that type of action. You had to hit this as a 7 full.
Speed.
Full. Mm-hmm. If you hit it full, you may shorten it up too much. That's what he did. And this isn't the guy you want to leave at the table with this type of a shot. See, because Tony had an excellent shot to put him behind the 1 off the 12, but he did have the option of banking the 7. In my opinion, if you choose the option to go offensive, I think you got to go offensive, okay, and not play 2 ways. Playing 2 ways, sometimes that happens. Because if he felt that shot was that good, then he should have went all out.
Or conversely, when you're conflicted between 2 things, a lot of times, just go ahead and play the conservative shot. Make sure you get to the table next time.
Yeah, that's the way of thinking too. But I was
But
surprised.
Tony's a very non-conservative player.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's a very offensive player. You know, I don't even know if he even looked at the off the 12 behind the 1. Personally, I don't even know if he even looked at that.
Right.
I do, because that's my style. You know, I look for that. You know, I'm going to see the bank on the 7. I'm going to try to shy away from that to put the cue ball behind a ball. Where Tony, he's going to try to shy away from the safety shot and go for the aggressive shot. Oh, watch out. Oh, he was able to get around it. How many balls does he need?
He needs 2.
Needs 2 balls here. He may have to go down and bank the 11 here.
I think he can draw to the 8.
He's got a beautiful draw stroke. He hits the cue ball so well, you know? In other words, when you draw a ball, a lot of players will hit halfway between the bottom and the center, or maybe in the center, or way too low. He knows exactly where to hit it, and he has that delivery to hit it exactly where he wants to hit it. And that's why he gets such great action with the balls.
Yeah.
Game number 5 goes to Shane Van Boening, who has now won 3 consecutive games, and he's found himself on the hill in a race to 4, leading 3 games to 2.
Gary Johnson from Wisconsin. If you're out there watching, we want to say thanks for your support and make it happen, along with Willie Jordan from Michigan, Bill Kaczewski from Florida, and Walt Liddell from California. Thanks, guys. We couldn't do it without your support.
And back to where he has the ability and the skills to hit the cue ball where he wants to. That's one of the reasons why he shoots so good, because whenever you hit the cue ball off center, you're going to get, unintentional spin on it, which is going to affect the object ball. In a lot of cases, you're going to miss an object ball because you got that spin that you didn't intend to put on the cue ball. And that's how you miss balls. That's one of the reasons you miss balls.
Okay, we've got a player timeout right now, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll take one too, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Tony's back. Shane's back. Score 3-2 Van Boening, race to 4. Score of the game 0-0.
I don't know if he can spin around and get on the side of the stack there because of the 13, Bill. What do you think? Raise the 3 or just go behind the 13?
Yeah, he could do that. If he has the angle to thin the 3 and drop under the 13, that's a shot that he may shoot. He also can kick 2 cushions underneath the 13, send the 13 toward the stack, or kick 1 cushion to the 13 like that, and send the 13 toward the stack. And I don't think the 7 goes, so he's pretty safe there. Had he hit the 13 more full, then the 13 would have went toward the stack, and then a lot of good stuff could have happened then. So therefore, that particular kick shot is very effective. If you can get that 13 going toward the stack, then you get a lot of positive action with the balls. Now, he's got to be careful here. If he stops the cue ball and the 11 ball goes 2 cushions and hit the 3, he's going to want to stop the cue ball where he leaves a stiff bank on the 13. So therefore, if the 11 ball goes 2 cushions and hits the 3, opens up that bank, he wants to be on an angle where he stops the cue ball, that there's a kiss there. Now, he's trying to drop behind the 3. It's a little risky.
And I think he left him the bank.
No, but there's a kiss angle there too, because he's left them flat, and he's not going to get much movement with the cue ball, and he's going to need to move that cue ball to miss the kiss.
What about cutting the 3 to the right at the stack and going with the cue ball over there to the middle diamond?
He's going to softly come off. Yeah, he's going to softly come off the ball here.
Tony could he kick at the 11? Try to Use the 3 to block, but he might sell the bank out on the 3, huh?
Yeah, I don't think he can hit the 11. I think that...
No, off the bottom rail.
Yeah, I don't think he can kick to the 11.
So, yeah.
The 3's in the way there. He'll kick into the 3, but he's afraid that he may leave a kick into the 12, or the 13, I should say. He didn't really want to do that because he opens up another ball on Shane's side, but sometimes you just got to do it. So Shane's got to be careful here if he folds with the 13, because he's got to defend protect the 3, and he's got to get the cue ball up high. That's a nice shot. He was able to cut it away from the pocket enough to position it near his pocket and create a problem for Tony.
Yeah, he's got to just kick at the 13.
Yeah, softly. Pretty risky
Yes.
type of a kick there, the way he executed it. With the speed that he hit it with. You have to be very versed at that type of a kick in order to hit it with the speed that he hit it with. I would have never done that. But of course, I'm not him. Yeah, he's got a real good position. If he can get the cue ball over by that side pocket, that would be the ideal position to end up with the cue ball. He's looking at something different here.
I think he's looking at the kicking into the 14, or he's just going to graze the 5 and go into the stack. No rail?
Not yet.
No rail. Does the 11 bank?
He's looking at... No, it doesn't bank.
Okay.
He's looking maybe to draw the cue ball. I don't know what he's looking to do here. Maybe go down by the 14.
The 13?
He's left him to 5, I think. But it's a little risky if he did leave him to 5.
I think a lot would depend on if the 3 banks back for Tony, if the 14 has it blocked or not, because then he could play the 5 and maybe go forward through the balls. But I think he may be a little too heavy on the 1 if he does that.
If he goes all out for the 5, he's going to leave Tony the ability to hit the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And now he doesn't want to do that, because if he doesn't pocket the 5, then Tony might be able to do something really productive here. He's on the hill, and he's got such a good position, you don't want to really shoot a shot that you're going to lose your position with. Now he could shoot the 4 maybe and travel 3 cushions around the table. Maybe. Because let's take a look at what the telestrator here. See, if he can shoot the 4, even over there, into there, and go 1, 2, 3 cushions, end up over here, he would protect all these balls. Now he's going 1 cushion.
Won't hit the 8, watch out.
And he went into the pocket.
And now he's on 2. He was on a foul before that shot. I don't think it's going to be too much danger for him when he gets back to the table.
Well, you never can tell.
But as I was just going to say,
you know that.
Yeah, you never can tell. But he is on 2.
I think he's going to have to settle just to move to 3 here. You have ball in hand. You really don't want to do that. Well, he's going to drop. He's going to try to play something toward his pocket and drop the cue ball in between the 3, 13 here.
Is he playing the 11 off the 2?
He's going to try to do something to create some action toward his pocket.
Or is he banking played the combination?
Wow. That's a pretty good pull shot there, isn't it? You have to hit it with the speed and the accuracy to pocket it or to not pocket it and protect it. And that's what he did. He pocketed it. Had he not pocketed it, it would have been protected. Coming out for the 2 here. Watch
not-
out.
that's
That's
not
not
enough,
good.
no.
That's not good.
Kind of let up on his stroke a little there, Bill.
Yeah, he didn't get enough side spin. So he's back. Back in trouble again, actually.
Well, if you'll remember that Shane's on 2, he can pretty much go anywhere he wants and put Shane in the worst possible place.
Where are you going to put him?
That's right, but there's no place to hide. Right.
Yeah. He's going to... Okay, he wants to move that 10 far enough off that bottom rail so it's not bankable. I don't know if he's done that. It looks like he may have.
Okay, Cosmo just warned Shane that he is on 2.
Right. Shane's looking at the 10. If there's nothing there with the 10, if I were Shane, I would just bank the 2 to my side and position the cue ball on that side rail. It looks like a nothing shot, but it's much more effective than what it looks. So you don't really see when you go up table here, you expose the 13 ball now. So you really don't want to expose the 13 ball. But his thinking is this: okay, if you want to move the 13 ball, you're going to run the risk of selling out a bank on the 10. That's what he's thinking when he leaves them like this.
I don't think Tony's going to fall for that. He's going off to 9.
I don't know about this. It's going to roll off on him. You see, it rolled off on him.
Well, he didn't hit it good. I don't think it rolled off.
But look at it this way, okay? What's the likeliness of him giving up a bank on the 10, rolling off the 9, or rolling off the 13? I would think it's pretty...
Much more on the 10.
I would think it's pretty close. So I would go off the ball that would do more, be more productive, and that would have been the 13. Because the 9 ball favored me. It was pocketable in my pocket, but not in Shane Van Boning's pocket. So therefore, if I'm going to choose a ball to roll off of, I'm rolling off the 13. Because I know one thing, I'm not opening up the pocket for the 9, and I'm not going to scratch. And I'm not going to, if I leave a bank on the 10, so be it. But if I can go off the 9, I can leave a bank on the 10 as well. Now, Tony may not make another appearance back at the table.
Well, Shane needs 10, Billy.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of them out there, but the 2 is in a horrible spot.
It goes
It's
into
next to
the
the
pocket.
side.
The 2.
Not the, excuse me, the 8. Yeah, the 8.
Yeah. But the 6, 9 are laying really nice. And that's going to open up the 3 balls by the foot spots that don't go in Shane's pocket.
Yeah, and I think he may be getting around to that after the 3 and the 10. May even do it now, so he'll have a little extra protection up there, too.
Yeah.
Because he can draw straight back about where his bridge hand is right now, and he'll have the 3 for insurance.
Yeah, but he wants to go into that 15.
Well, the 6 is going to go into the 15.
No, the cue ball.
I think he's cutting the 6 the other way, Bill. I think the cue ball's coming towards the 3, at the 3.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
if that's what's happening, okay.
It looks that way to me. I think it's just straight draw.
Now, the 15-6 are somewhat lined up. I don't know if the 14 is blocking that hit for that combination.
I don't think so, Billy. From my angle, it's right now. It's lined up kind of at the inside point, and from middle of the table, I think he has access to the proper side of the 15. But I think he may be trying to go into the 15 right now and open that up for the 6.
I do believe the 6 may go, but it's close.
Real close. He'd have to be on the line where the 14 ball is to the 6. He also maybe could just, stun this 13 in and slide straight across between the 6 and the 3, get on the 3, and then maneuver to the 6 or possibly open him up.
Now, here's a pretty nifty little shot he has here. He can play the 13 by hitting the rail first. If he hits the rail first, this is the way the cue ball will react by hitting the rail first. If he hits the rail first, the cue ball will spin this way, then this way. Now, if it goes not far enough, he's got the angle to go open the balls up. But he has to hit the rail first. I think that's the safest way to play shape for the 3. See, now that was, he had a problem, but he still has a bank on the 6. But to avoid all that, hitting the rail first sends you naturally to the 3. And it's not really a difficult shot, especially when you're as close to the 13 as he was. He's got 3 good balls. He's playing for 5 more.
It's a little straight here. He's got a little angle. I think he might be able to draw it to the middle diamond where he was just standing and bounce out for the 15.
And he's got a shot that's going to showcase his ability to strike the cue ball where he wants to. This is where he really gets paid off. He hits the cue ball so accurately, he's going to be able to draw this 3 ball, with much less effort than most players. He's going forward with it. Matter of fact, he has a little bit of an angle here. Let's take a look at it. Well, that's pretty good there.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's pretty good there. I tell you, he's over top of the ball. He's a little ill-fated to have ended up where he did, but I tell you what, he hit that cue ball really nicely to end up where he did. A little unfortunate to end up on top of the 14.
Yeah, well, he's going to make this one, and then he's going to be end of his... He missed it, Billy. That's where I'm sitting right on the line. That's where he was aiming it. I mean, that's where he aimed it. Maybe he meant to twist the cue ball a little bit. I don't know. That's kind of surprising he would miss that ball.
Yeah, well, he's got 5 good balls. Chohan has 1.
Yeah.
He's double banking the 3 here.
Oh, don't scratch. Oh, boy. Whew. Now Tony's on, too. It may not matter. Yeah. He's going to play the 14, Bill. He has to, I think.
I don't know. That 15's blocking in the push from the pocket.
Yeah, I guess maybe. But see, to come back, to go up and down, to get back on the 14, that 1 is big.
I don't know if you play to go up and down. I think he may have to slow spin it, maybe get
to the 9?
Get to the middle of the table. Maybe if he gets to the middle of the table, or even past that, he can get the 14 that way.
Yeah, okay. I see that.
But I think I would do it that way.
But the hit here is so thin, you really got to load it up.
Well, if you load it up, can you clear the 9? Get on the other side of the 9?
That's what I'm saying. At least to go at the 9, you'll have the 11.
I don't like doing this.
I like the up and down, but I thought that...
Well, to do what he did was very difficult, but he made it look pretty easy, but it wasn't. And he ended up in a pretty good spot. Yeah. Now, obviously, the 9 takes him to the 3, but the 11...
The 9's just a little tight, but it's got room.
You may be able to follow it to get back on the 11.
Yeah, I think he missed the 3.
Yes.
This is match ball, Bill.
Well, he beat Tony 4 consecutive games. After falling behind 2-0, he won 4 consecutive games and has taken the match away from Tony. And he actually has...
He just guaranteed himself into the finals.
A position in the finals. I think along with Efren Reyes. Reyes has a 3-0 record.
Right.
And with a win either against Danny... Who's he playing next, Efren?
Alex. He's playing Alex in an hour.
Right.
But Jeremy is 2-2, I believe. So Jeremy can get to 3-2.
Well, Efren Reyes, if he wins one of his last two matches, he's in the finals with Shane.
Correct.
And his last two matches are going to be against Alex Pagulayan and then Shane Van Boening.
Right.
So there you have it. So we're going to be closing it up. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon at 12 o'clock.
No, we'll be back at 9:30 tonight, Bill.
Oh, excuse me.
You'll be back at noon tomorrow.
Yeah, 9:30 tonight. We're going to watch Alex Pagulayan against Efren Reyes in a match that Reyes needs to win to ensure his position in the finals.
Thanks for being with us, everybody. We appreciate all your support for the Make It Happen series. For Billy and Ken, we'll see you in an hour. Bye-bye.